Hi, collective. Welcome back to my channel. I'm the Temperance Star. How are you guys feeling today? I'm going to be doing a general message for you guys, a general collective reading, and just see what comes out in the cards. The only type of message that I am getting right now is like, collective, you are the blueprint. Like, you are the blueprint. And it seems like you may be coming into that realization about yourself. And even like I just like the UPS truck just went by saying worldwide services. You may come into a realization that like your your imprint really moves through people in a way where they don't be seeing it coming. They don't be expecting your genetic code to leave such a impact on them. And it makes you in your signature, and that's in any type of regard, like whether it's your presence, your looks, your scent. Like I'm even hearing like your scent lingers in rooms, and then people could kind of like sniff you and know that you were there and stuff. Like you are just someone who has such a very unique build to you that you got people trying to figure out like, how is this possible? Where are you from? What's your religion? And who are your parents and your parents' parents and X, Y, and Z? Like you got people ready to do full blown background checks on you because they just can't fathom the type of literally avatar that you are in this world that this world that we call it. A lot of people don't expect you. Let me close the window before I have an inkling they're about to act a fool. Hold on. Okay, I just like I could just feel it. Like they have to act a fool. You might have people acting a fool for you. Like you got people either ready to tape. People want to tape you down. Or they want to tape you down or even tape your mouth shut. I don't know. Ooh, we got two cards that just fell. We got renewal. Ooh. And look at this card. You see how she's like shedding her skin? So collective, you may be shedding your skin like a snake, but no, you're not a snake though. Snakes aren't always a negative aspect. They can be, but they're not always a negative aspect. You don't have to look at the snake reference as negative all the time. You could easily make it a positive thing, like everything. And in this photo, you see how she's like holding her own skin and it's just like, done. And then the other card we have is empathy. Wow. But it was in reverse. I'm not gonna lie, it was in reverse. And even in this, it's a dual. You have two different people, and you see how they're like combining themselves or combining their hands together, conjoining their hands together. But again, this came out in reverse, and this number is 5, and then this is 1, so that equals 15, 6. Empathy in reverse and then renewal in reverse. So you may have left what type of empathy, like maybe you may be stepping into a energy where you no longer maybe have sympathy for people or sympathy for those that you may have bonded with, people that were different from you, because you see there's two different shades of these people and they're like, in some type of like unity. But empathy came out in reverse. I cannot deny that it came out in reverse. So you may be shedding your skin of having a soft spot for people, having a closeness with people, because maybe you may be getting taken advantage of. And with this is changing your blueprint. And we have paradise at the bottom of the deck. Paradise, like, just look at this. You see the mermaids. The mermaids sitting there going for swimming and stuff. Oh, that's not a mermaid. That's a regular person. All I see is her cheeks. You might have really big cheeks. I don't know how to say that. You might have really big cheeks or other cheeks that are big. But you see like this paradise, and you see how that's like you have this opening of the cosmos and the stars and stuff. Yeah. Even in this, see how these two backgrounds are similar, the background of this and the background of this. So you are now stepping into a energy where you are only looking at life like paradise. And with that, it may come from you having to cut off your empathy for certain people because maybe you have been getting taken advantage of, or maybe people saw your kindness as a weakness. And you may have to now step into that dual part of you, especially with the 2 people here. And I know like Gemini season is approaching, and Geminis in general are just known for their dual aspects of themselves and stuff like that, reflections and good, bad, good. I'm not gonna go into all of that, but you may not be stepping into an energy where you have to create your own paradise, because possibly maybe you having a soft spot, having compassion and feeling like you have to cater to people. It may have been getting in the, it was causing a disturbance to your true nature, your true blueprint. And it's like you have to shed that skin off, because it's almost like maybe people were starting to look at you a certain way that just wasn't true, that you weren't relating to. Other people probably were taking advantage of that. And now it's like you're able to kind of sit in this like paradise world. And it's almost like these are two worlds. Like you see how it's like breaking into like the world. It's like a doorway. So it's like with the temperance card, it's like one foot in, one foot out. This is like a doorway. You have your reality, but then you have this like breaking where you can access it at any given moment. Like you can shed your skin in any given moment. And I think that also comes with, like, speaking of like the Gemini reference, it's like with Geminis, people always say that they have mood swings and they are this way one minute and another mood another minute. But that's everybody. Everybody be having their, I feel like ups and downs, depending on their astrological chart and the placements of that. I never took that as just like a Gemini thing. However, because they're known for that, and with these two things, it's like one minute you could just be grounded and on earth in paradise, but then you also create that paradise from being able to kind of connect with the stars. And the stars will assist you on how to exactly get back to paradise, even if it is shedding off an old layer of yourself, shedding off your skin, and basically reprogramming your blueprint. So, yeah, that's the kind of message I just got regarding that. Wow, that was a lot. I'm gonna take the paradise card. And yeah, because these oracle cards, they're just pretty. I really only got these. And we got good luck. Good luck collective. I don't know. You may have something coming in for you, or you may have had done something, and angels is sending out good luck towards you, or you may be wishing good luck to other people, especially if you are stepping away from something or leaving people behind and things like that. You may have to like kind of wish them good luck, because you may be aware of your energy, and once your energy kind of leaves the room with the wheel of fortune, like that once you kind of step away or step back from people, especially people who took you for granted, you already know that wheel could turn either for good if they did you right, or it could turn for bad if they did you wrong. And you may be very well aware of this, and that's probably why you may overdo your empathy, you may overdo your compassion, and maybe look past red flags, because you may be aware of how you can kind of basically bring the stars, bring the sky, bring the moon damn near, because even in the back of this photo you see the moon. Like, you know that you probably could bring the moon down to earth if you have to. And maybe that's something that you may fear, because you know the type of energy that brings out when you do step into that. And it's so interesting how this kind of matches my water bottle. But yeah. That's the messages we're getting. So you are the blueprint. Look, I just cracked the deck and we got Wheel of Fortune in reverse now. Like, yeah, you may know that you can need, and then look, the moon. That's so crazy. I just talked about the moon. You know that you have the power and the control when you walk away from people to not only just reveal the lies and the secrets and the deceit that may have been going in the background to make you step into that type of energy, but you also know that the type of fortune and the type of path that people maybe have headed on when you are in a more cohesive unit, it may be flipped on its ass once you kind of walk away. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a wrong turn. Like it's a complete wrong turn once people do you wrong. It's never going to benefit them, I'm hearing. And it doesn't benefit you either, because of the type of, to shed your skin, it takes a lot to shed your skin. You can't, like snakes, it takes them a minute to do it, and they don't even like to do it that often. And it's like, to shed your skin and to step into a new being, or step into your old self, or step into your higher self, however you want to say it, that's not just something you could just switch on and off with. That's not how it is. I mean, that when you're able to do stuff like that, then yes, that's probably a mental illness. But when it comes from a real genuine introspective way where you have to really shed your skin because you may have had too many darts thrown at you and you literally are too bruised up to continue on in that skin. The skin is dead, the skin is over. You have to get out of it. It's painful, it's not easy, and the changes that come with that, the genetic modifications that may come with that, how it may appear to other people, it may be like, oh, she changed overnight, or oh, he changed overnight. However, it's not an overnight thing. It takes a lot, and it takes pain, it takes tears, it takes like literally peeling your skin off, which is not an easy thing to do. And then once you do it, because of all of that pain from doing it, you do kind of get left with that type of, why was I even in that energy to begin with? This type of energy, especially when you know you had to do that based off of maybe betrayal or betraying yourself even. Sometimes you may um betray yourself when it comes to your own intuition. You may put other people's, I don't want to say benefit of the doubt, but yeah, you may give people the benefit of the doubt, and you may know that you shouldn't give them the benefit of the doubt because you know better. You know you have a higher self. You may know that you have a certain type of response to things if things were to go bad, but you be trying to hope that it doesn't go that way because of the reaction is going to change in their world, especially with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and in the Moon in reverse. It's like you may be very aware of this, but sometimes collective, giving people the benefit of the doubt maybe not be the best thing, especially when you are stepping into a more serious role, stepping into an energy. Oh, we got Empress. When you are starting to step into a certain role, stepping into your throne, your chair, your whatever the case may be, you can't really give people the benefit of the doubt because maybe that's going to cost you too much. Maybe in certain other areas, certain other energies, certain type of paths, you could do that. But once you've grown, once that skin is shed, you do have to move with way better caution because there are snakes, like not you being the snake, but there's just reference you being the snake by shedding your skin, but there's actual snakes and deceit and certain type of energies around you waiting to kind of attack you. You may be indestructible because you can always step out of your own energy, step out of your own skin and create a new one because your blueprint is very, very unique compared to others. But you can't deny the type of pain it may cost you having to do that over, and over again. You know, nobody wants to constantly have to rip their skin off. That's not fun. So yeah, that's the message I just got. And I think that's why you're such a blueprint because you're able to kind of just switch it up. You're able to just have a certain type of signature, a certain type of energy towards you where it's hard to kind of replicate, but it's so admired that a lot of people do try to study and they do try to do it, like be that as well or create their own type of blueprint, but then they realize that maybe their blueprint isn't as unique and special as yours, or they feel that way. And then that's when a lot of the lies and betrayal and stuff may start to come in at. Ooh, we just got the Star in reverse and then the Queen of Wands in reverse. So there's definitely a lot of people who look up to you, people who maybe Minx don't crash out because it's too stinged out. It's like I never okay, I'm gonna wait till he cries. But anyways, you may have people who are beautiful because the Queen of Wands is a very beautiful person, upright. You know, it's a gorgeous, attractive, seductive, like able to manifest things out of thin air, basically. However, it being in reverse, this is someone who is jealous. This is somebody who does not have inspiration. Someone who is probably looking at others for inspiration, especially with the Star in reverse. It's like people try to come and replicate what you're doing or look for inspiration in what you're doing so that they could take it for themselves. However, it's not going to look the same because it's not coming from pure intentions. It's coming from a deep-rooted insecurity. It's not coming from their own star. It's coming from someone else's star. And it might be your star that they're trying to, replicate that energy from. But it will never fit the same or sit right on them. That energy, that blueprint, that signature of yours is not going to be the same on them. And that may cause a ruckus in itself and cause them to go even more into jealousy, more into hate, more into doing like dark things and stuff like that, just based off of the fact that they're unable to really grasp the star that you have personally for you. But everybody has their own star. Everybody has their own genetic code or their own blueprint and things like that. But a lot of people don't be wanting to go within. That's the truth with the Knight of Swords. A lot of people don't want to go within to seek that truth for themselves. which could cause a burden for you, because and then it's like it leaves you in an area where you have to guide them, you have to teach them, and you have to, be that light for them. But you being that light for them does come from you having to shed your skin and then starting to move a certain way, and people may not like that. I'm hearing, especially with this Knight of Swords, it's like restlessness, like leadership, trust, ambition, aggressiveness. It's like you have to kind of get more aggressive with who you are, especially when people try to like take your skin off of you. And deep down that you becoming like this is not in a mean, harsh way. It's more so going to benefit everyone as a whole. They may not know that, but you know that. Tell me more. Definitely getting a lot of leadership vibes, which could be why you have a lot of people trying to figure out who you are, what you do, why you do what you do. Ooh, these cards. Oh, y'all don't want to talk today? That's because this deck is so. So we got Temperance in reverse. So yeah, this leaves, especially, and this flew right on top of the renewal card. So with it falling on top of the renewal card and it coming after the Queen of Wands in reverse and the Star in reverse, now we got Temperance in reverse. I would say 2 major arcana and then the Queen of Wands in reverse. That's giving a lot of like unbalanced energy. People who are unable to really step into the energy that you're now in. With the Temperance card going in on top of the renewal card, that's a lot of energy that people are not able to really replicate. When people try to do what you're doing, they try to shed their own skin, they try to step into an energy that's similar to yours, that doesn't really propel them in who they are. It more so backfires, and when it backfires, it leaves them unstable because they're trying to figure out how come you are able to do this and kind of have a paradise, but when they do it, it's more so unstable, it's unbalanced, they're losing it, they're not being viewed the same, they're not having the type of pull that you may be having, and it leaves them feeling like loss of hope. It makes them feel like they're like, that's what makes them second guess who you are and why, if you could do it, they can't do it. I'm feeling like with the Queen of Wands, the Star in reverse, and then the Temperance reverse, it's like people try to grasp your star, grasp your energy, but it doesn't reflect the same like how when you do it. And it may even come from because people don't have empathy. You may have empathy collective, but a lot of people don't have empathy. A lot of people don't have compassion. A lot of people don't have patience. A lot of people aren't authentic. And that alone could be the very missing piece, especially with the honks I just heard, the missing piece for them to maybe properly, I don't want to say cloak your energy properly, because no one can really cloak your energy, but a lot of people do cloak other people's energy and are successful. But it seems like with you collective, with the world, with you collective, it's like impossible. And it's so funny, I heard like recently like impossible is technically like I'm possible. But with the world card, it's like you're able to have this whole world to yourself and you could get praised and put on a pedestal for it. But when other people may try to replicate that, it's like the complete opposite. Angels, tell me more. Yeah, like you're able to get broad opportunities. You're able to see things change. You're able to like live authentically and have a fresh start and kind of like forget your past or whatever. And things get brought handed towards you. Whereas other people try to do it, all it does is leave them questioning who they are, what they are, and feeling like they're just ready to like crash out, basically. Ready to crash out. What song is that? I hear a song. We got the 3 of Cups. There's a celebration coming. There's definitely something coming towards you, especially with the 13. Because we got the Ace of Pentacles, which is 1, and the 3 of Cups. Definitely something is coming towards you for celebration. Something's going to leave you feeling good. And maybe you're going to be around people that love you, people that you love, which is, I love that. Like to be around people that love you and you love when you have opportunities coming in after you may have went through a very painful, I don't want to say painful shedding, but a painful, I would call it shedding of the skin. But when you go through a transformation that you didn't want to necessarily go through, when you do kind of get that gift from God, I want to say. It's good to be able to then emotionally celebrate with people that love you, especially after all of the hardship that you had to witness from the people that you thought you could love, but then they reflected back that no, that is not someone that is safe to be around. You're gonna have to kind of watch these types of energies because they could leave you unbalanced. They could leave you feeling like you're in competition. They could leave you feeling like you don't have no hope, no inspiration. When you have to kind of block that off, that's when the opportunities start to rain in, and then you are able to successfully celebrate with people that truly do love you for you, and that's all aspects of you. And we got the 5 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, it's like no more conflict, no more background noise, no more mental games going on behind your back. Like that stuff seems to be at a rest, and it's because of this energy that you're in. But the only way you were gonna able to do that was by shedding your skin and truly letting your blueprint shine for what it's like and what it is. Yeah, we got the 9 of Cups and the Hangman. Yeah, and a Strength card on the floor. Oh wow, yeah, you came out of a very painful time. Wow, 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 wow. The 9 of Cups, the Hangman, the Strength card, and then the 9 of Swords in reverse. You just came out of a very painful time period, and it seems like it's a period where you, even this Queen of Wands, you could have been the Queen of Wands in reverse. You couldn't have not been manifesting. You could have been feeling ugly. You could have been feeling like you had to compete, feeling like you had to do things out of like temptations and stuff. Like that may have done nothing but leave you with a loss of hope and a loss of balance. But it's almost like you grew from that with the Hangman. You learned your lessons. Like you're happy now. You learned your lessons. You have the strength to now move forward. And now you have all of that pain that you can learn from, the sickness that you can learn from, the... I'm kind of talking. I'm sorry. Give me like 10 minutes. Because I'm not going to leave this off for too long. But you're able to successfully just walk away with none of the swords in your back anymore. Now you could like lick those wounds. You don't even have the wounds. You shed your whole skin. You were back to having hope. You're back to having peace, especially with this 9 of Cups, which is straight up emotional fulfillment. And it comes right after the 3 of Cups. It's like after you celebrate, you're able to really just sit in a very fulfilled energy that no one's going to be able to take away from you because you already learned your lessons. You're already strong and you pulled the impossible. I'm hearing you done made it out the impossible. A lot of people wouldn't have been able to have their rockers knocked off. Like it almost makes me feel like all 3 of these cards could be you collective, and that could be the skin that you're shedding. And that's what's bringing you this opportunity because you were able to get out of that energy. But I'm also feeling like people are now trying to step into this energy that you were in because this is all they know. So they're trying to copy this energy, but it's not. They're being looked at like your old energy, the old you, not the new you. The new you is impossible to duplicate. But when they try, they are left looking like the old you. And the old you may have been someone that was not really getting anything towards them, bringing anything towards them. You may have been overextending yourself. Yep, and then we got the Ace of Wands. I don't want to say a new baby, but a new birth of something. Something new is coming towards you because of this energy that you're in. Something new is definitely coming towards you. Yeah. And it seems like you trust yourself in this new era that you're in, which is amazing. Yep. And that's the Justice. Wow. Ace of Wands still at the bottom. That's going to be the Justice of this. I'm telling you, shedding your skin is not easy. It's not easy. That's like almost like you have to do your shadow work. Especially with this 9 of Swords, you did some shadow work. I'm trying not to attack the family. I got Judgment in reverse. So some people are being left with judgments of the old you, maybe worse. Wow, it still came out. Maybe even worse. Because it's like you got justice for you, but then there's judgment on other people in a bad way. Like you're getting your justice, but then other people are being left in a certain type of energy where whatever they may have been trying to put on you, it's now being reflected right back onto them while you're sitting here reeking in some type of celebration. Yeah, people are tying themselves up and basically binding themselves to their shadows, I'm hearing. Wow. Wow. Any more angels? Whew. Okay. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go. Minx is gonna. Yes, Papa. What's wrong? Which one do you want? This one? Okay. Come on. Come on. Mama's recording. I hear you. I really don't want to have to edit this out because I'm trying to do better with my editing skills. Let's get some. Should we do true emotional? No. Yes, why not? Let's do some true emotional. I'm not really using this. Well, I do, but I don't. That's the same flame. Okay. I feel like this reading doesn't really call for true emotional though, but we'll see what comes out. I just have it right next to me. So I want to have some fun. Whew. Okay. Any more angels for the collective and what messages you want them to be aware of? Thank you for being here. So the losing sleep came out in reverse, and this also reminds me of the Nine of Swords. So you may have been really losing sleep because of all of this, especially not being yourself, not being true to yourself, ignoring your intuition, ignoring maybe like, especially with the empathy that we have in reverse, ignoring the betrayals. Ooh. Because if you, empathy in reverse is easily like not having the backing that you thought that you was going to get back, like pouring your heart out, but it not coming back to you, and it leaves you in a certain type of state. And that easily can have someone losing sleep. But it's almost like you're coming out of that energy. You may be very well rested. You may have a lot of energy. You may be too awake. Like you're resting so good that when you wake up, you're just too awake. You're too alert. You're too aware. You're like you're happy. You know, like you're learning your lessons. You're being able to actually break from the past. It feels like, and the past was something that was keeping you up at night. And it's never good to be feeling like you're being kept up all the time. We got family. Yeah, but the family reminds me of the Three of Cups. Like you may be celebrating something soon with some family. I love family. I am such like a family person. I mean, don't get me wrong, I be needing my breaks because when I go through stuff, I leave it alone. But leave it alone because but you may be that person that like when things go good and you're ready to just celebrate with your family, just have a good time with your family, which is amazing. I mean, more angels. Your family is really proud of you, so I'm hearing. And then we got married in reverse. So yeah, you may be leaving. I'm not getting like relationship vibes from that. I'm getting more so you may be leaving contracts that were keeping you behind, because the married card looks exactly like, okay, my nails. The married card looks exactly like this card with the hands. So you may be breaking away from some type of contract, whether it's friends, relationships, business, like housing, maybe even with the road right here. I don't know why I just got like house vibes, but you may be breaking away contracts that were stressing you out, making you lose sleep, making you second guess yourself, overthinking stuff. And but you're realizing that staying in that was just leaving you in the Queen of Wands reverse energy, second guessing your powers, second guessing yourself, becoming insecure. We got ghosted in reverse. So you're not even ghosting people, you're making it known that you don't fuck with them, I'm hearing. There's no need to ghost anything. You're just walking away. And it's a very well good reason why you're walking away. It's like you're not explaining yourself, but because you know, and whoever you're breaking away from, they're aware as well. And I'm also feeling that people are maybe losing sleep over you now. You know, with the thug in reverse, like you broke free from something. You broke free from things that were trying to tie you down and keep you chained up towards them. Because a lot of people will know and see the star in you, see the beneficial changes with you, especially with that Wheel of Fortune that we saw. They'll see it, but they'll want it for themselves, and they'll drain you in hopes of obtaining whatever energy that you have when they meet you, so that it could be where they could wear it. They can live in it. They can live in your skin. But all that does is kind of deteriorate you. And once the Queen of Wands realizes that she's becoming deteriorated or she's becoming drained or whatever the case may be, that is definitely going to activate something. It always kind of does, because the Queen of Wands naturally is a manifester. And then we got round and round reverse. Like you're really putting an end to some stuff. Whoever this new you is, we got left shoe. So funny how we saw ghosts tonight. We got left shoe hanging, and we got spiritual in reverse. And spiritual being in reverse is like, and then left the spiritual card, and then left you hanging. It's giving me like you are leaving people behind because you may have realized a lot of people are not on a vibration that you're trying to be on now. And that vibration may be something that you are already familiar with, but you may have lowered yourself to a certain vibe, to a certain frequency, so that you were able to connect with people, so that you were able to kind of make things work, so you could have a hand to hold, you know, someone to wipe your tears, or someone to give you a hug, like stuff like that. That may have lowered yourself, lowered your own spiritual gifts, and you may have had to abandon that in order to seek some type of justice for yourself, especially if you're being drained. Oh, and then we got secret accounts. I don't know what that's about. And people may be stalking you too because of this new you. But yeah, we got Jezebel, and they fell right on top of Mary. People may have been, you know, being very loose with themselves, loose with their word for you, their love for you, and took you for granted, and were just sharing it and having some type of notoriety because they were close to you, because they had a contract with you. So they got credit for whatever they may have said about you. But that doesn't mean that it's true. And we got running in reverse. Yeah. Tell me more about this Jezebel card. You may have left people with the Jezebels. That's so funny that memories come out. You may have a past where you may have been a Jezebel. You may have been in some type of energy. We got secret accounts. Yeah. Tell me more, angels. People are definitely looking back at the old you, wishing that they could kind of bring it back to put you in some type of, yup. Wow, that's so crazy. To put you in a toxic lifestyle. Because they don't want you to get some type of true love, it seems like. What? Yeah, they don't want your spiritual gifts to be activated. Oh wow, this is kind of getting a little too dark. I may have to close this out because I don't want to get into this, because now I'm hearing the karmics come in. This is not about the karmics. This is about the collective. We don't care about these crazy karmics trying to like revert time and stuff because it makes them feel better. I saw the getting readings card. Yeah, shocking news. Ooh. And then we got shocking news, and we got getting readings. You got people trying to get readings on you, try to figure out if you are going to go back into a toxic lifestyle, if you're going to get a love message, and trying to basically bring in some type of confirmation for themselves to know if you are either going towards positivity or if you are going back into your old lifestyle. There's definitely people like hoping that you go back to some type of old lifestyle. Yeah, they don't want you to be a divine feminine. Definitely don't want you to be a divine feminine. They don't want you to be looked at like that. Yeah, and with bad credit in reverse, it's almost like impossible because maybe you paid your debts. With the bad credit being in reverse, you already paid your debts. Because to even be a Jezebel, to be, you know, in a toxic lifestyle, you learn lessons through that. You get some type of knowledge when you're in that, especially when you're young. When you're young people are going to do young things. And if you don't do young things when you're young, then you might do it when you're way too old, okay? You don't want to be somebody grandma just doing stuff that you're not supposed to be doing, okay? Gossiping, talking about this, drinking too much because you can't hang around and young. Like, you don't want to be a certain age doing stuff that you know you're not supposed to be doing. You too old for that. But when you aren't able to properly process that energy when you're younger, when it's more fresh, more vibrant, the energy is more raw, it'll break itself down in you in ways you don't even know, whether it's your children, whether it's your lifestyle when you become a certain age, whether it's like the lifestyle that you're just on. It comes very negative if you're unable to actually learn lessons and you're supposed to learn the lessons. Not everything's going to be easy peasy. We got sweet talk in reverse. Like, life not going to always be sweet and perfect and happy and just like that's just unrealistic. And if it does look like that, oh, best believe those skeletons are going to come from somewhere. Like, bound to. And then we got backstab. Pain, cheating, deception, mind games, and love bombs. So definitely people are trying to backstab you, it feels like, with things from your past. Especially with the memories card. People are trying to backstab you from things from your past and basically make it some type of like PSA. And it's just kind of basically like erase who you are, especially with the moving on. But people aren't able to let you go. Tell me more, angels. People are not able to let you go, like, at all. And this might be because you might be someone, because your DNA is so raw and authentic. It's hard to kind of replicate that. Once someone locks eyes with you or they're in your energy, they're not going to be able to find another signature like you. Find another, like, I don't want to say cold, but it's like a specific code. Like, you are your own person. Everybody's their own person. But you, collective, you are very, very unique. You are very rare. So when people are with you, if they're unable to kind of keep you down, keep you stuck to them so that they can benefit off of that energy, they get very, very ready to backstab you and ready to kind of like put your whole business out there to try to trick people into who you are. But who you are. Even in your past, even if you had a bad toxic lifestyle, even if you were a Jezebel or whatever, like, that still makes up who you are today. It doesn't change anything. If anything, it makes your story even more impressive, especially for those who truly crave authenticity and truly crave justice, because justice only comes from those that have experience and are able to really use their experience for the betterment of themselves. And then all that's going to leave is the people who are trying to cast a negative judgment on you. They're going to be looked at as people who really don't have any type of empathy. It's like they swap themselves in your old energy without realizing it. Because maybe your old energy, you not having empathy in the past, or you not having guidance in the past, or no true knowledge on spirituality, it made you do certain decisions. And without karmics realizing it, they are swapping themselves in your energy, but they're swapping themselves in the energy that they're not going to like, because it's the past you, it's not the current you. And now they're going to have to go through those storms in a completely different, unique way for themselves to come out of it and get the justice that you have. But it's going to be pretty hard. I don't even want to keep talking about the karmics. Tell me more, angels. And then I'll close this out because we got our thing. And we got side hustle. So you may have some type of side hustle that may have revealed some type of true colors about you, revealed your aura. What is this? Ashamed. What's behind ashamed too? Funeral. Yeah, you may have put a death to some type of rejected. You may have put a death to some type of like the past you, because this is behind the card, because now your true aura is starting to shine through. Your true energy is shining through. And it's almost like a lot of people don't want that colorful aura that you have to be shown. Yeah. We got spiritual gifts in reverse again. Yeah, a lot of people don't want you to be seen for who you are. They don't want you to be seen like this bouquet of flowers or roses or a fresh bloom of something. They don't want that. They want you to go back to the past. Like, period. Point blank. It makes them look better. Okay? Your blueprint is too hard to kind of replicate, because they're gonna have to go through all the things that you went through to be able to truly wear it. And a lot of people, they don't want to go through that. A lot of people don't want to, they don't even know that, they probably don't even know what it feels like to go through all of this. So if they don't know what it feels like to go through all of this, how would they be able to be you? So yeah, that's kind of the message I'm getting for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.